Over 40 million Americans over the age of 60 are losing their vision right now, and most of them have no idea it is happening until the damage is already done. Think about that for a second. You wake up in the morning and things are blurry, you blink a few times, you wait, maybe it clears up, maybe it does not. You go to dinner and you squint at the menu under the light. You get in the car at night and those headlights coming toward you do not look like beams anymore. They look like explosions. And you grip the wheel a little tighter than you used to. You have been telling yourself that is just age. But here is the truth, and this is what most doctors do not take the time to sit down and explain to you. It is not just age. The American Optometric Association is clear that once you pass 60, your eyes become significantly more vulnerable to conditions like dry eyes, cataracts, and macular degeneration. And the National Eye Institute confirms that vision loss among older Americans is rising faster now than at any point in recorded history. Here is what makes this so dangerous. The real damage is not happening during the day. It is happening at night while you sleep. While you think your body is resting and healing itself, the retina, that is the light-sensitive tissue at the very back of your eye, is not always getting the oxygen and the nutrients it needs. The delicate cells that allow you to see clearly start breaking down slowly, silently, and most people do not notice until real damage has already been done. So, here is the question I hear in my office almost every single week. Why is my vision getting worse? And is there anything I can do about it naturally without depending on expensive procedures or a cabinet full of prescription bottles? Here is the hard truth. Most of the common solutions out there, stronger glasses, eye drops, even surgery, only treat the symptoms. They do not address the root cause. That is why the vision care industry keeps making billions every year while older adults keep struggling. But here is the good news, and this is the part I really want you to hear. Researchers have identified that certain everyday fruits contain powerful compounds your eyes are actively craving during sleep. These nutrients rebuild damaged photoreceptor cells. They improve blood flow to the retina. They slow the progression of macular degeneration, which is the leading cause of central vision loss in seniors. In other words, you can start supporting your vision naturally, safely, and every single night without another pill or another procedure. And here is the one that surprises everyone. The number one fruit on this list, the one most people walk right past at the grocery store, contains a rare enzyme that research directly links to a reduction in cataract formation. I'm going to tell you exactly what it is, exactly how to eat it, and exactly when. My name is Dr. Robert Harrison, and I have spent decades helping older adults protect and restore their vision using approaches that are grounded in real science. Today, I'm walking you through 7 fruits that research shows can help repair your eyes overnight, and I am going to tell you exactly how to use each one the right way. Before we start, I want to know where you are watching this from right now. Drop your city or your country in the comments below. I love knowing we are building this community together all around the world. And one more thing before we begin, everything I share today is for educational purposes. It is not a replacement for professional medical advice. If you are experiencing vision changes, please speak with a licensed eye care professional before making any changes to your diet or your supplements. Now let us count down from number 7. Number 7 is kiwi. Yes, that small fuzzy fruit you probably walk right past at the grocery store. Most people have no idea what this little fruit does for your eyes. But for older adults, especially those dealing with blurry morning vision or trouble seeing at night, it is genuinely powerful. Here is why it matters. As we get older, the retina becomes fragile. Oxidative stress builds up inside the eye. The cells wear down and slowly you start squinting at road signs. Headlights begin to look like starbursts. You wake up with blurry vision in the morning and you wonder what happened while you were sleeping. That is not just age, that is damage. And kiwi directly targets it. Kiwi is packed with 2 nutrients your eyes absolutely need, lutein and zeaxanthin. Think of these like a pair of natural sunglasses built right inside your eye. They filter out harmful light and protect your vision while you sleep. The AEDs 2 trial, one of the largest and most respected eye health studies ever run by the National Eye Institute, confirmed that these 2 nutrients slow the progression of macular degeneration in older adults. Kiwi also delivers a strong dose of vitamin C, and long-term research shows that people with higher vitamin C intake develop cataracts less often and less severely. Here is how to use it. Eat 2 golden kiwis about 1 hour before bed. Choose golden over green. Golden kiwi has more lutein, less acid, and it is easier on the stomach late at night. Scoop the flesh out with a spoon and leave that thin layer just inside the skin. Most people peel it off and throw it away. Do not do that. That layer is rich in additional antioxidants your eyes need. Here is your pro tip. Do not eat kiwi right after dairy. Calcium binds to lutein and zeaxanthin and blocks absorption. Give at least 90 minutes between any dairy and your evening fruit. Just think about that. Something as simple as 2 golden kiwis before bed, quietly working for your eyes all night while you sleep. That is one step toward waking up with clearer, more comfortable vision. Number 6 is watermelon. This is one most people love in the summer, but never think of as eye medicine. And if you have ever wondered why your vision seems blurrier in the morning than it does in the evening, this one is going to explain a lot. Here is the problem. As we age, blood flow to the retina slows down. Your retina is one of the most oxygen-hungry tissues in your entire body. It burns through more oxygen per unit of weight than almost any other organ. When the tiny capillaries feeding your retina are not delivering what they should, your eyes do not get the overnight repair they need, and you feel it in the morning. Watermelon is over 90% water, and that hydration directly supports the tear film that keeps the surface of your eye clear and comfortable. But the more important compound is lycopene. Lycopene is a powerful antioxidant, and research links it to reduced oxidative damage in retinal cells and measurable protection against both cataracts and macular degeneration. But here is the part almost everyone misses: the white rind. That part most people cut off and throw straight in the bin. That rind contains citrine, an amino acid your body converts into something called nitric oxide. Nitric oxide relaxes and widens the tiny blood vessels supplying your eye. Better circulation means more oxygen reaching your retina overnight, exactly when your eyes are trying to repair. Here is how to use it. Eat 1 to 2 cups of chilled seedless watermelon about 30 minutes before bed. Do not add salt. The Glaucom Research Foundation identifies elevated sodium as a significant risk factor for increased eye pressure, which is a direct contributor to irreversible vision loss. Skip the salt entirely. Here's your pro tip. Do not throw away the rind. Blend a small piece of that white rind into a smoothie before bed. Most people have been throwing away one of the best things watermelon has to offer. Imagine waking up tomorrow and that morning blurriness is just a little bit shorter, a little lighter. That is the difference better overnight circulation to your eyes makes. Number 5 is black currants. This is the one most Americans have never bought. Most grocery stores do not even carry them fresh. But when it comes to protecting your vision, especially your night vision and your ability to see in low light, black currants are quietly one of the most powerful fruits on this list. Here is the problem they solve. Over time, the small blood vessels supplying your optic nerve and your retina become compromised. Inflammation builds up, blood flow decreases, and one of the first things you notice is that your dark adaptation gets worse. It takes longer for your eyes to adjust when you walk from a bright room into a dim one. Driving at night becomes harder. Oncoming headlights leave you temporarily blinded, and it takes longer than it used to for your eyes to recover. Black currants are exceptionally rich in anthocyanins. These are the dark pigment compounds responsible for that deep purple color. Anthocyanins reduce inflammation in retinal blood vessels. They support the regeneration of rhodopsin, which is the visual pigment inside your rod cells, the exact cells your eyes depend on to see in low light and darkness. A randomized placebo-controlled clinical trial followed glaucoma patients over 24 months. The patients taking black currant anthocyanins daily showed significantly improved blood flow to the optic nerve and retinal areas. They also showed measurably slower deterioration of their visual field compared to the patients taking a placebo. That is a genuine documented protective effect on the visual system. Here is how to use it. Fresh black currants are hard to find in most American stores, but standardized black currant extract is widely available as a supplement. Look for around 50 milligrams of anthocyanins. Take it in the evening. Here is your pro tip. Pair it with a small handful of walnuts or a slice of orange. The healthy fat in the walnuts and the vitamin C in the orange both improve how much your body actually absorbs. Nutrient synergy is real, and it makes a meaningful difference. Picture this. Driving at night without that anxiety, walking into a dim restaurant and having your eyes adjust the way they used to. That is what protecting your retinal circulation looks like in real life. Number 4 is blueberries. Now, this is a fruit you probably already have in your refrigerator. But here is what almost nobody knows. Most people eat blueberries in a way that cancels out nearly all of the eye healing benefit. And once I tell you what that mistake is, you are never going to make it again. Here is the problem blueberries solve. They go directly after oxidative damage in your photoreceptors. Those are the tiny cells in your retina that allow you to focus, see fine detail, and adjust to changes in light. UV exposure builds up over decades. Your natural defenses get thinner, and slowly you start squinting at text. Night vision gets worse. You find yourself asking why your vision is blurry, even with your glasses on. Blueberries are rich in anthocyanins, and research shows these compounds cross directly through the blood-retinal barrier and reach your retinal tissue. A major Harvard study that followed over 36,000 women found that those eating 2 or more servings of blueberries per week had significantly reduced risk of age-related macular degeneration compared to those eating none. But here is the mistake most people make. They eat their blueberries with milk, with yogurt, or right after a calcium-rich meal. Dairy proteins bind directly to anthocyanins and block absorption. You are eating the right food and getting almost none of the benefit. And here is the second mistake. The large, shiny, cultivated blueberries at the front of the produce section have significantly lower anthocyanin density than wild blueberries. Wild blueberries, the small dark ones you find in the frozen section, carry nearly double the antioxidant content per gram. Here is how to use them. Eat about 1/3 of a cup of wild blueberries 45 minutes before bed. No dairy. Separate from any calcium-rich food by at least 90 minutes. Here is your pro tip. Freeze them and then thaw them before eating. That process breaks down the cell walls and makes the anthocyanins significantly more bioavailable. Your eyes absorb far more of what you are giving them. Think about what that means. You have probably been buying blueberries for years. One small switch to wild, one small change in timing, and you unlock what your eyes have been missing. Number 3 is dragon fruit. This is the one that surprises people most. Exotic looking, bright pink on the outside, deep red on the inside. And for your eyes, especially for the oxygen your retina needs overnight, it is a genuine game changer. Here is the problem it solves. It targets something called retinal hypoxia. That simply means your eyes are not getting enough oxygen at night. When that happens, you can sleep a full 8 hours and still wake up with heavy, tired, foggy eyes. You notice your peripheral vision going soft. Colors look a little duller than they used to. And over time, if it goes unaddressed, reduced oxygen delivery to retinal cells contributes to permanent progressive vision loss. Red dragon fruit is rich in betalains. These are rare antioxidants that boost nitric oxide production in the body. And nitric oxide is what widens your capillaries, the tiny blood vessels inside your eye. Wider capillaries mean more oxygen, more nutrients, and more genuine cellular repair happening while you are in deep sleep. A study published in Frontiers in Aging Biology found that participants who consumed red dragon fruit extract for 6 weeks showed a 26% increase in ocular blood oxygen levels, along with significant improvements in contrast sensitivity and visual field depth. In plain language, they saw more clearly in dim light and reported measurably less blurry vision. Here is how to use it. Eat half of a red-fleshed dragon fruit about 1 hour before bed. The deep magenta color on the inside is what you are looking for. White-fleshed dragon fruit does not carry the same battlein content and does not deliver the same results. Here is your pro tip. Do not swallow the small black seeds whole, chew them. Those seeds contain omega-3 fatty acids and magnesium, both of which support the repair of your retinal nerve fibers overnight. Most people swallow them whole and lose that benefit entirely. Imagine opening your eyes tomorrow morning and they just feel rested, clear, like they actually did something useful while you were sleeping. That is what better oxygen delivery to your retina feels like. Number 2 is goji berries. These small, bright red berries have been used for over 2,000 years in traditional Chinese medicine specifically to protect and nourish aging eyes. And now modern science has confirmed exactly why they work. Here is the problem. They target macular thinning. Your macula is the small central area of your retina that gives you your sharpest, most detailed vision. Reading fine print, recognizing faces, seeing colors the way they actually are. As we age, oxidative stress and poor circulation wear the macula down. The protective pigment inside it thins, and that thinning is one of the primary drivers of central vision loss in older adults. Goji berries are one of the richest natural sources of zeaxanthin on Earth. Zeaxanthin concentrates directly inside that macular pigment and acts as a shield for your central vision. While lutein protects the outer edges of your retina, zeaxanthin focuses right where you need it most, the sharp center. A randomized controlled trial published in the journal Nutrients followed adults aged 60 to 80 who ate a small daily portion of dried goji berries 5 days a week for 90 days. The results showed a significant increase in macular pigment optical density in the goji group, and not a single participant in that group showed any further progression of macular thinning during the study. Not one. For anyone worried about losing their central vision, that result deserves your full attention. Here is how to use it. Take 2 tablespoons of dried goji berries and soak them in warm water for 10 minutes. Then eat them about 30 minutes before bed. Soaking matters. It makes them easier to digest and absorb, which is especially important as our digestive systems age. Here is your pro tip. Pair your goji berries with a small square of dark chocolate, at least 85% cacao. The flavonoids in dark cacao improve how much zeaxanthin your body absorbs. So in this case, the treat is doing real work. Picture looking someone you love directly in the eyes and seeing every detail clearly. That is not a small thing. That is independence. That is presence. That is exactly what protecting your macula is really about. And now we have reached number 1, the fruit that tops this entire list. And I want you to really hear this one because it targets a process that is silently damaging your eyes right now, and almost nobody is talking about it. Number 1 is papaya. You might have one sitting on your kitchen counter right now. It looks ordinary. It does not seem like anything special, but for aging eyes eaten the right way at the right time, papaya is the most complete natural tool on this list. Here is the hidden enemy that papaya fights. It is called glycation. Glycation happens when excess sugar in your bloodstream binds to the proteins in your eye tissue, forming sticky, damaging compounds. These compounds cloud your lens. They damage your retina. They are one of the primary and most overlooked causes of blurry vision, cloudy eyesight, and the early formation of cataracts. And glycation accelerates with age in everyone, not just in people with diabetes. Papaya contains an enzyme called papain. Papain is a natural proteolytic enzyme, meaning it actively helps break down those damaged protein compounds before they accumulate and cause lasting harm. Papaya is also one of the best whole food sources of vitamins A, C, and E working together. Vitamin A feeds your rod cells, the cells responsible for peripheral and low light vision. Vitamin C is maintained inside your eye at concentrations 15 to 20 times higher than in your blood, which tells you exactly how intensely your eye demands it. And vitamin E protects the fatty acid membranes of your photoreceptors from oxidative breakdown overnight. A study published in Clinical Gerontology found that older adults who ate papaya in the evening had lower levels of glycation markers in their system, stronger tear production, and measurable improvements in contrast vision within 6 weeks. Here is how to use it. Eat 1 cup of ripe papaya cubes about 1 hour before bed. Room temperature is essential. Do not take it straight from the refrigerator. Cold temperatures suppress the activity of the papain enzyme. Take your papaya out of the fridge 30 to 45 minutes before eating. And do not pair it with dairy, because dairy interferes with papain absorption. Here is your pro tip. Squeeze fresh lime juice over your papaya before eating. The vitamin C in lime boost the absorption of beta-carotene, which your body converts into the vitamin A your rod cells run on. Together, they give your eyes even stronger overnight support, and it tastes incredible. Just imagine this. Instead of struggling with that cloudy, heavy feeling in the morning, you wake up and things are clear, comfortable, crisp. That is the power of giving your eyes what they actually need before you go to sleep. Now you know the 7 fruits, but here is what almost everyone gets wrong. How you eat them matters just as much as which ones you eat. If you ignore these rules, you cancel out most of the benefit. So let us go through them together. Rule number 1, do not mix your fruit with calcium-heavy foods. If you eat your papaya or your blueberries right after milk, yogurt, or fortified cereal, you block the absorption of lutein and zeaxanthin. Research shows that combining high-calcium meals with antioxidant-rich fruits reduces absorption of these nutrients by up to 30%. Treat your evening fruit as a standalone snack. Give at least 90 minutes after any dairy before eating your fruit. Rule number 2, always eat your fruit with a small amount of healthy fat. Lutein, zeaxanthin, lycopene, and beta-carotene are all fat-soluble. Without fat present, your body cannot fully absorb them. A few walnuts, a teaspoon of flaxseed oil, or a slice of avocado alongside your fruit boosts absorption by more than 50%. Half the effort, double the result. Rule number 3, wash your fruit gently and wash it right before you eat it. Hard running water strips the antioxidant-rich outer layers of fruits like blueberries and goji berries. A gentle rinse under cool water right before eating preserves far more of what matters. Washing hours in advance and then leaving them in the fridge degrades those compounds before you ever consume them. Rule number 4, always serve your fruit at room temperature. Refrigeration shuts down the key enzymes your body needs to get the most from these fruits. Papain and papaya, for example, loses significant activity below 50 degrees. Take your fruit out of the refrigerator 30 to 60 minutes before eating. That simple step restores full enzymatic activity. Rule number 5, eat your fruit 60 to 90 minutes before bed. This is the most important rule. Too early, and your body processes the nutrients before your eyes enter their natural overnight repair cycle. Too late, and digestion interferes with the deep sleep your eyes need to actually heal. 60 to 90 minutes before bed is the window. Hit it every single night. Just by changing how you eat these fruits, you transform them from a simple snack into a nightly investment in your vision. Imagine reading the menu without squinting, driving at night without fear, waking up in the morning without that blurry, uncertain feeling. That is what these 5 rules make possible. So now you know blurry vision is not just old age. It is often the result of hidden damage happening at night while you sleep when your eyes are supposed to be repairing themselves. And the right fruits eaten the right way at the right time give your eyes exactly what they need to do that repair. 7 fruits, 5 rules, real science behind every single one. Now I want to hear from you. If your vision got 30% clearer overnight, what is the very first thing you would want to see? Your family? A sunset? The morning paper? Share it in the comments below. I read every single one and I would love to hear your answer. If you found this helpful, please hit the like button and subscribe so you do not miss our next video, and share this with a friend or a family member over 60. You might change their life. Remember, you are not powerless here. With the right knowledge and the right daily habits, you have the ability to protect your vision and keep seeing the world clearly. This is Dr. Robert Harrison. Take care of your eyes. They are precious, and I will see you in the next